I don't remember what level of Conquest we're playing, but snapping on one feels appropriate. HUD, 6 for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Watching your content taking care of my 3-month-old. She can roll on her belly now and gets frustrated getting stuck. She actually looks like a skydiver. They do. They do. That's actually really good if they can get their neck up nice and tall. Building those neck muscles up is important when they're little. Are you only playing Nico for the card draw and the Swan deck, or is the demon worth it too? Card draw, demon, and then +2 are the 3 modes that are really good there. Tummy time, yep.
Wind, aid my hand.
At this point, I'm more surprised Jeff doesn't have decoded. Like, I would like the record to reflect that I think I play Nico Banaru exactly the appropriate amount for that card's power level. Just so we're clear. These have been my favorite kind of Proxima deck so far. The ones where you just like play her as a value card. That's just like efficient stats for energy. Like this blade was effectively a 110 this game, right? Which is pretty sweet. Ooh, did they hit the 25%er? Not unlucky. An unshangable 110 at that. Yeah, exactly. And they literally can't get points into here, right? Like there's no way they have a Jeff the Baby Land Shark. No, Wolverine can't jump left. I have Cosmo in the middle.
Victory.
If they had an X23, she could jump right. Okay, that's a good call. I think because of X23, I should leave Jeff here and slide Storm into New York, would be the play. Oh, speaking of, chat. I haven't shown this off too much. I made poor choices last night. Don't be like me, chat. Be more responsible with your currency. Zola or kill Wolverine? I had Goose and Cosmo. They couldn't Zola. Yeah, armor. Yeah, armor. This deck is such a I had X so they couldn't Y. Yes, this deck has a lot of very proactive disruption. Echo, Goose, Cosmo, Storm. Echo, Goose, Cosmo, and then Storm to push them into those other 3.
Enough said, bub.
I think Jane's my only other ultimate variant. But also, if I'm being honest, I don't fully recall. Oh, I have Angela too. Yeah. The Angela feels like a spew though, because I have a different Angela variant that I actually like more. Holy, they both rolled back into the center. Roll back into the center again for me so I can, oh my God.
Enough said, bub.
What a turn.
Opponent snapped.
I think I'm gonna stay. I don't know that I want to snap them back. Maybe I'm supposed to. They could null into Zola and get me. So I think I'm not gonna step back. A coworker saw me watching you at lunch and told me your name inside of magic form still summons angry people. That doesn't surprise me. I live rent-free in the heads of many people whose names I will never know.
Escaped.
Some people have incredibly unhealthy relationships with characters on their television. I agree, best friend. That's funny right there.
Enough said, bub.
Wind, aid my hand.
Think I need to play this so I can get my hand empty next turn? Wait, they ended on Nico Destroy? Weird. Like they're a Nimrod deck? There's no way their last card is Nimrod, right? It's gotta be null. This is beating Nimrod, though.
Cut off one head, two more shall take its place.
Regardless of where Wolverine goes, we're good here, yeah?
Victory.
Pretty neat matchup. We both have, they're next doing something powerful, we've got a variety of elements to counterplay. Nebula plus Raft creates a little bit of tension here on where they're encouraged to play to. Armor's in this deck. Yeah, Cosmo too, actually. Killmonger's too scary to snap, I think. Yeah. Believe it, I'm sure this will shock many of you, but believe it or not, Twitter's definitely the worst of the various social media things. Ooh, I can onslaught my strong guy, gamers.
Enough said.
Unironically, onslaughting my strong guy might be a play. Although I guess if I might need to storm the Luke's bar if only so I can get my hand empty for strong guy. Well, I could Proxima into the bar is the thing. I almost want to pass and just not make a decision and see what they do. My strong guy's not gonna turn on here. So I think I spread out like this and just play for all three.
Behold my mighty.
I'm kind of expecting Killmonger to happen. Oh my gosh! Wow. Played on the opponent's part. Really close. Nico is very good. Yeah, that was 100% a Nico game. I could have been less greedy with the center and stormed it on 5 to get my strong guy active. And that probably wins it for us. I think that was just a mistake on my part.
Oh, snap.
Deep space with a Cosmo in hand. We'll definitely snap here. Our deck's pretty reasonable in deep space. Blade, Proxima, and Lady Sif all largely don't care. Well, that's gotta go there. Oh my god, do they have Carnage too? Wow, what a fucking lucker. That's so frustrating. They not only had this on curve, but they also won the priority coin flip. Sucks. It'd be nice if we could have armor in the top half of our deck while we're playing this matchup. They have Killmonger on curve too. Alright, if we could draw armor, we have priority, and we can armor the center before they can do anything else with the Deadpool. Hopefully they have Venom here. And then we get to Shadow Kingdom Center. We finally drew armor and it was good. Weird. Three, 4, 5, 6. That wins there. Eight, 12, 14. We hope to win one of these sides. Oh, you know, I probably should have put this here being bigger than death. Yeah, tie. I didn't count the death in deep space. Brutal. That's two pretty big mistakes for me. One was a loss and one was a tie.
This just in.
Yeah, I would assume their 12th card we don't know is null. Get Killmonger here. It's gonna be awful.
Wind, aid my hand.
Is there Nebula too, I guess? That's a good draw. I guess we just play this on curve. They're Deadpools. I'm gonna Venom here, actually. The Jeff can move out if we want to. How big is their death? They only blew up 2, 3, 4 things. Their death is 4, right? Fact check me. They killed Nebula, Deadpool, X-23. What else did they kill? You only killed Deadpool once, right? So this is 11, 14. I think I have to coin flip their Deadpool with this, right? They can play Death and Deadpool. The trigger doesn't do anything. I'm just talking about where they play it to, which location. I don't think I've ever tied 2 games in a row in a Conquest before. Oh, I thought their Deadpool was bigger than it was. I thought their Deadpool was 4. I was counting 4. I didn't think that Jeff was beating Deadpool here, but it was. This is the match that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. We need priority and an armor. Isn't Goose better? Why would Goose be better? So you could Shadow King. I mean, they don't have anything going, right? It's a real shame I didn't draw armor. Holy crap.
Cut off 1 head, 2 more shall take its place.
I wouldn't do it.
What a weird Conquest match.
Wind, aid my hand.
Not a tie. Not a tie. The rounds in fact can, the cubes in fact can go down. So, generally speaking, this location's very good for destroy. That being said, I have armor and Cosmo in my deck, so like maybe. Oh, they Nico. They're gonna get rid of this, right? I have to imagine. What a coin flip. Death. Death. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Wind, aid my hand.
Scar flip is random. Yeah, it doesn't go based on priority. Is it an octopus mid when I could just like play him on the left? They haven't destroyed that much, so I guess null isn't that big. They have 4 cards in hand. What's their line to win here? They don't have it going. I think it's just this. I think it's just Doc Ock left. This puts them to 14, and this puts me to 8, 10, 17. Oh, Proxima fills the raft. That's funny. But the strong guy getting turned on doesn't matter, yeah? Oh, I could lose to a Zola? I want to play around death going left. I'll play around death going left.
Hail Hydra!
Cool.
Cool, we stopped and thought about it for a second and we won the game easily. Guys are lucky. Yeah, we don't need the strong guy buff. Because if they end up Arnim Zoling the Venom, we win here without the strong guy buff because we Shadow Kinged. Okay. We had a draw and a 4-cube loss in this match that should not have happened if I would have stopped and counted. That was a sweet. This deck's sweet. These Proxima Blade Sif decks, where you're just like playing her as this good value rate card. This deck feels like work. You definitely work way harder to get your wins with this than you will just Shang-Chiing people. I fully expect when my deck highlight with this goes up later tonight that people will have bad stats with it because it's not just slam your big card and get him. Work, I'm out. Nope, tap it out. Can't do it. Refuse. to set genuinely to settle. I'm about to chat. You need to put earmuffs on if you don't want to buy Proxima. And this is your fair warning. You should mute for like the next 5 minutes if you don't want to buy Proxima. I think Proxima is the release I've had the most fun with since Havoc. Maybe since Werewolf. She's the most interesting and amusing card for the type of decks I like to play in a really long time. In a really long time. Bill is cool. I don't think Bill is that cool. I think 4-drop that you have to work to make big and then dies to Shang-Chi is not that cool. I expect, looking at all of these cards, I will continue playing Proxima after this week more than I play most of these. Meek is fine. Meek will probably be in contention with her for cards we play just because the discard collector deck is fun. Meek is fine. What happened to Supergiant? Goliath happened to Supergiant. Play Nebula into the sewer system here. I guess if I don't have Nebula, this mission will stare at me over the weekend and I can't have that. That's true, you know, just the facts. Just the facts. How popular is Goliath? I don't have a good answer to that because I don't have a good objective measure. I hate the card.
Snap. Victory.
Hit an infinite ticket with this deck. It felt good versus Hall. Let's hope so. Got some hella Thanos here from our opponent.
Opponent snapped.
Together, everyone accomplishes miniature successes. Teams. That's fun. I like that. I dig it. Ooh, I'm glad Nebula was there. That could have been a disaster. They Corvused their hella, but they diffed us hard in the Black Vortex.
I am Iron Man.
Alright, not winning there. Got it. This is just in their deck. It is interesting. Arrow, Magneto. I assume we just won't have enough stats to keep up with them in the center. Yeah, needed this last turn to maybe do it. I just leave it now.
Escaped.
Hey, what's going on, Yipes? Afternoon. If I armor here, I can then Lady Sif here to put Proxima here.
Oh, snap.
It's the little things, chat. It's the little things. Sometimes the snap main screen shows my infinite rank in the old format. That's not just you, it's bugged. We're gonna wanna goose the Quantum Realm next turn since they have Iron Man and Blob. Yep. Yeah, I'm playing Shadow King instead of Shag, so I assume we're dead here. I don't have any numbers left.
Escaped.
I'm having turn 3 call to block us in the Eternity range was brutal. Seven cards that cost 1 or 2. 0 in the opener on the Abby game. Okay, I have to leave again, but that means this next game or the game after.
Escape.
Whenever we hit high stakes rounds, we have to win a round. Hey, Twilight Storm. Took a break because life got hectic. Haven't been watching as much, but I remember to try and send my monthly Prime your way. I appreciate you dropping that off. Thanks for the baker's dozen.
Oh, snap.
If I lose this game, I'll be 3 to... If I lose or retreat this game, I'd be 3 to 9. And being 3 to 9 is not an ideal state to be in. Winning 3 in a row is unlikely. I think winning this game is more likely than winning 3 in a row, so I want to make this the game and try and get the most out of it. Soulstone, please. Oh my god. Not again! Don't do it, have a heart. What are the odds the 18 card deck has Time Stone into Call Obsidian 2 games in a row, chat? My gold keeps disappearing, but I'm getting Archer variants I didn't buy. Is that a bug? Like, I'm just gonna give them this if they want to play for it. Okay, so Strong Guy is guaranteed to be active next turn. They have Magneto and Shang-Chi. Where are they most likely to play Hella at, gamers? I think they're most likely to Hella the Holla. I guess there's a world where they Hella the Washington, D.C. Solid 5-cuber here. 1 hour round of the hack game. And now I'm no longer in have to auto snap where 5 to 4 I can play a game. I have a little bit of breathing room. If we need to retreat and be 3 to 4, that's fine. That a coin flip or what? Always is. I want to goose the Stark Tower here because they're an Iron Man deck. Are definitely storming the throne room because they're significantly better there than we are. We are a Cosmo away from a snap, I think. You show the armor, certainly can.
Wind, aid my hand.
Part of me doesn't want to put the armor here because then if I draw Proxima, I can dump Proxima into here if they play extra. I'm just gonna play for the win, I think. Proxima plus Jeff with Stark Tower bonus puts us to 14 here. They probably just can't play into here, right? I don't think I need more points here.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man's a bad beat.
All systems
I hate
go.
Proxima off the top. Okay, this is important, gamers. If you Proxima, if you play this and then move this, Proxima will see this as 2 power and jump into here. So you have to discard and then move your thing, because this doesn't count at its power here until after it's fully staged. Jeff still counts as being power at... No, I think he's nowhere, actually. I believe he's just in limbo. Yeah, it goes down immediately. I love this card, chat. I love this card.
Victory.
This has been a really fun set. wasn't expecting a lot from this deck, but it's been really sweet. All right, gamers, time for some adverts, and then we'll play the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. If this style of deck can be competitive, I'll be very content with Marvel Snap for the time being. Yeah, it's really just good. So many little things to consider. Your sequencing decisions. That's all I want out of life. I don't think we're gonna have time to get to it live on stream today, but if you like decks in the vein of this one, the highlight on the Jeff Hoagland YouTube channel tonight is gonna be a She-Hulk variation. So this is playing Strong Guy as a secondary card. We played where is it? She-Hulk Control. We played this on stream the other day. Very similar ideas in here, only with Sunspot She-Hulk as an additional way to add points to the board. I actually really take offense to the comment that everyone thought Proxima was going to slot into traditional discard. That was definitely not my position on the card. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you go back and you look at my thoughts on her day one, it was like, I said people are going to shove this card at Hela and probably MODOK, and she's probably only okay or even bad there. Do you have a preference between them? I don't know. One of the things that was slightly awkward about this build a couple of times was the fact that if you have She-Hulk in hand and you have it soaked, you can't guaranteed Sif Proxima. But the flip side is this build is better at generating numbers outside of Proxima. Like this build is definitely what is it? This build is definitely a little bit light on things that just put stats into play, with Strong Guy being our only other number other than Proxima. What's the best Dazzler deck? I think the best Dazzler deck is the Bastriot deck. Posted a highlight with this one not long ago. Where is it? Bass Patriot. This is the best Dazzler deck right now. Like I said, I think the most interesting thing about Proxima that enough people haven't been talking about that I've really enjoyed in all of these decks we've been playing is that she's not just a discard enabler. She's not just a discard payoff, right? She's created a new 3-card package. In my mind, Blade, Lady Sif, Proxima is this new 3-card, where could I put these? These go into a few different places, and they just give you good stats and an efficient energy rate. Proxima lets Sif be a 312 and lets Blade be a 110 under the right conditions. And if you sculpt your deck in certain ways, you can make those conditions happen more frequently. Yeah, I was looking, when we were playing the She-Hulk build, my hand kept getting empty super consistently, and I was like, oh, this might be an okay fit for Strong Guy as a second point slam thing, so that's where this one came from when I was noodling around in the deck editor. Can you play this deck without Echo? Yeah, probably. You can play like Iceman or Spider-Ham in that slot. Or if you want some anti-ongoing, you can play like Rogue. Your Living Tribunal matchup will be worse without Echo, but that deck's not super popular. Moon Girl is probably less consistent with higher upside over strike. I really wasn't a fan of the Moon Girl Proxima decks that I played. She just felt really clunky, and it felt hard to execute on getting 2 of them off. And again, I really like Moon Girl personally. So if I'm like, probably not worth it, it's probably not worth it.
Snap.
Our deck's probably not very good into the average Ant-Man deck. And I think we're in an okay spot this game, so I'm gonna snap. Oh, I missed the third Thanos. Sure. Oh, Oh, and I managed to have priority here? Well, that's stellar. Having priority here means that I get to Cosmo their rocks. They could be filling the raft this turn, in which case I would expect to snap back, but the Cosmo the rocks is a big deal. Some type of Spectrum Dazzler, it looks like. Forge, very much at odds with our strong guy. Unfortunate.
Opponent snapped.
Think we gotta go. Our matchup against Thanos is less bad than like a Khazar Swarm style deck.
Escaped.
I think Proxima Midnight's a very playable Marvel Snap card. If you like the idea of playing with Proxima Midnight, she's a fine card to pick up. If there's any doubt in your mind that she's fine, chat, just appreciate the artwork for a minute. You'll get there. Did Thanos adapt to the Lockjaw change? Last I checked the untapped stats, Thanos just had really good stats even with the Lockjaw change. Just like card for card the same. I'm gonna Cosmo the Lake Hella, so that way if they want to play stones there, they lose the on reveal. If they move Nebula into Lake Hellas, I'm going to be sad, because I was planning to Shadow King her. Stone, yep.
Wind, aid my hand.
Opponent snapped.
I guess I lose to like Blue Marvel or Khazar, right? Yeah. Needed Echo sooner to pair with the Storm and the Goose. I think this is easily the worst style of matchup for this deck. Our deck is playing a bunch of tech cards like Cosmo and Storm and Goose to keep up with decks that are going really big like Hela, and our deck lacks numbers to keep up meaningfully in this matchup where our disruption's not really great. Salad Dodger, thank you for the brand new prep, appreciate it. Echo would be lovely. matchup like this is when Conquest feels awful. Yeah, you're just locked in here in a pretty terrible matchup. The She-Hulk version of this deck is probably less bad in a matchup like this. I actually don't play that many other card games off stream. Most of my off stream games are single player story driven games. Oh my god, we won! Thank you, Proxima. Appreciate your service. You go, gal. This is 10. I think Colin Dazzler can make Ultron DC again. I don't think Ultron was ever good.
Victory.
I don't think Cole solves any problems that Ultron has. The Dazzler buff probably makes it slightly less bad. There was like a Invisible Woman Tech Cards Patriot deck that played Ultron sometimes that was like fine. I wouldn't say it's good, but it was fine.
Snap.
I'm gonna snap here because I have Echo with priority into Abby, and if they have Soul Stone, they're gonna play it out here. Or like an Ant-Man, and we're gonna catch them. So I'm snapping Echo with priority because of this location. This is one of those things that like makes snapping so difficult for a lot of people to figure out. People like just want like this binary A, B, this is when you snap, this is when you don't type guide. Like there's so many little edge cases like this, right? Like how many specific things had to happen here? It was a matchup where they had ongoing 1-drops. I had to have priority. I had to have Echo. Abby was the first location. It's just like this culmination of things that like went right that mean we're a little bit favored here, so we should raise the stakes. It's kind of a tough beat, but we did peel Storm for the New York, which is nice. It's gonna give us a lot of control over where Proxima ends up at, which is nice. That light from the sky, chat,
Victory.
as she beams down onto the board. Her animation's so good too. It's such a clean experience, top to bottom. Howdy, how bud? Ooh, that's a good one. Melody Stone? Proxima on bar with no name. I guess of all the decks that you could force to play into Vibranium Mines, theirs is one of the ones that it's less bad for. I think we're going to a final decider here. We gamble a bar and hope they reality stone it. I guess they only played one stone after the Mind Stone hit, right?
Wrong place, buddy.
Vibranium. Yeah. Like I think this matchup's pretty bad for us. He asked me to pick out a deck I didn't want to play against. It would be something with Khazar. And that's just how you know this is labeled as a control deck, right? Control decks are always kind of metagamey decks. And we've just got so many cards here that are just like, I've got a bunch of 2/2s and 2/3s. Not so good against 1/5s. Echo Goose Storm's a good opener here for us. We get to make their Khazars and Blue Marvels untenable. I like my control deck only loses to Hela and Annie. The nicest way possible, having your control deck lose to Khazar is a better spot to be, and then losing to Hela and Annie.
Wind, aid my hand.
I guess her ongoing doesn't really matter for us. They can Khazar this turn, but once they do that, that's it, we're done. There's no more ongoing bonuses here. They could flip something crazy out of Tarnax, I suppose. Shauna could let them put extra points to the left. That's a good call out. Oh, so strong guy would put me up to 11 here if I move the Jeff. Under average RNG, this wins the game, right? Oh, you know what, though? What if I hit 2 drops that generate cards in my hand? There's a lot of those, right? Finally, and so this is a good set regardless. I think this is it. This is fine. No! 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 Oh my gosh. So, I know obviously we just got kicked in the dick there, but unironically, one of the biggest challenges of this card is simply the fact that it gets hosed by so many locations, right? Like that like unironic, like obviously Reality Stone flipping it up to end us on the last turn's an extreme situation, but like lots of other random things just like fill your hand over the course of the game and make it hard to make this ability go on. That's something, and something like, as I played Bounce more, like, as they've added more and more locations to the game, there's more and more that fill your hand up, which has made cards like Beast and Falcon worse. Not that that stopped them from nerfing Beast into the ground constantly, but it's like more difficult to, yeah.